A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there. Welcome to my channel, the Twin Flame Union. In this channeling session, as you can see in the title, we would be talking about manifesting union. Now, a lot of people are trying to manifest a union, right? A three-dimensional union, and they've been told that there are certain type of steps that if they follow, then they can manifest a union. So a lot of people are basically trying to do so. But a lot of people don't want to take much responsibility. So when we say what's above is below, what's within is outside, if you have a 5D union, you will have a 3D union. Because we want to be honest with you all that without your efforts, without your urge, without your hard work, you're not going to reach to the point where you can begin to see changes in your three-dimensional reality as well. And I can say this from personal experience that if I look at my life also few years back and now, there is a drastic change, there is a big change. And then not going just by personal experience but also listening to so many people who have shared their testimonies, so many people with whom I've done readings or currently doing therapies. I feel that they have this urge of changing. They don't want to be stuck in the toxic energies, all the old energies. They want to be pragmatic, they want to be practical in the real sense. The spiritual world, the ascension lifestyle is far more practical and pragmatic. And we also don't want to live in a world which is full of blame, because if you blame other people, be it your family, for abandoning you, for neglecting you, for ignoring you, for discriminating, and for giving you all the negative feelings that you have within you, or blaming your destiny that I was unlucky, that these things happened to me, and why did God put me in this planet, in this lifestyle. All these things will not really help you in uplifting. We don't say that don't cry, don't feel bad, don't acknowledge your pain. Nobody says that. Please acknowledge your pain, and it's very good to investigate, because when sometimes we are doing the healing of the wounds, the inner wounds, we do figure out, we try to go back in your childhood, we try to find out where is this pain oozing out from, where is this wound coming from. And this is the reason why we go so far back in time, and we try to think, we try to figure out, we try to investigate that these are the reasons where your inner child was wounded, and because of that wound you are not able to form a new belief system. I also don't tell people to write down affirmations or do certain activities, because as long as the wound is in your subconscious reality, if it is inside of you, doing anything outside will only frustrate you and probably make you more agitated that the thing is not coming to you, because all the focus is on trying to manifest. So a lot of people speak about manifestation, that you can manifest this, you can manifest that, you can manifest the life you want. But most of the times everything is happening and manifesting on its own any which way, without any effort. So currently whatever life you have, the day you are having, the night you are having, the evening, morning, it's also manifested by itself, right? Did you make any specific effort, like today my day is going to be like this? And when something unpredictable happens, or when something happens out of the blue suddenly, then also we feel that, okay, how did this happen? So inner work and reversing your programming, that is where you put the effort. But you don't have to put any effort in trying to fasten the process of manifestation, in trying to hurry up the union, in trying to take control, become the doer. These are the things that we don't recommend at all, because these things don't work. These things probably work for those people who have faith and they were already very aware. Previously only they were aware. So when they heard about this, focus on the present moment, the power of now, they took it seriously. Even if they were in the law of attraction community, because law of attraction community always says that your focus on the outcome is the reason why your outcome gets delayed. I also get so many notifications from different people, so I read them, I check them out, and I feel that even they are trying to tell people, let it go, let it go, let it go. You want to do affirmations, you say do 1000 affirmations. You wake up in the morning and you start writing on a piece of paper or in a notebook 1000 times anything that you want, okay? And while you're writing, or after you've written all of that, the whole day you are thinking negatively. If the whole day you are thinking negatively, the 1 hour that you spend, that will not have any effect. Now I also tell people, try to do meditation with open eyes. Try to practice awareness with open eyes. Be mindful all the time. Because what some people do is they sit in meditation for 30 minutes or 1 hour every day out of the 24 hours. Even while they're sitting in meditation, their focus is more towards, am I still? Where is the pain? Is my knee fine? Is this okay or that okay? And they try to, it's very difficult for them to fade away the thoughts. The thoughts are still constant. So 1 hour you're sitting still, it's a very good thing actually. We all must do it every day, at least 30 minutes morning, 30 minutes evening. Just sit still, do nothing, just sit still. That also has a good impact. But what about the remaining 23 hours or 22 hours or 21 hours or whatever? What about that? If in those hours you're still cribbing, blaming, getting angry, upset, not taking any responsibility for the way your life is, or getting really upset with God and saying, oh, why did you do this to me? These things won't really help. These things don't manifest the union. So one of the major things that all divine feminines need to realize is that don't always, like, it's okay to investigate, as I said. If you want to investigate, if you want to declutter, if you want to deprogram yourself, then yes, you can think that, okay, this incident happened in my childhood. Maybe I got abused, maybe I got bullied, maybe my parents used to treat me this way, maybe my mother used to slap me all the time, or maybe she used to discriminate between me and her male offspring, or my father was alcoholic, or something else was happening, or my parents were not loyal to each other, they were having affairs with other people, or they were trying to or some of them just continued in bad marriages just because of the fear of society. What if society is going to say, I cannot live alone? When you're codependent, you continue to be in abusive relationships also. So you are the one who needs to be responsible for everything that happens in your life, and that's the only way you can create or co-create. In fact, I tell people, don't be the doer. Leave everything to God. When you surrender to God, when you surrender to universe, automatically you will feel that a lot of baggage has been taken down your shoulders, heavy baggage. Another thing that you need to do is you need to learn to forgive. You need to forgive yourself. You need to forgive other people also who have caused you harm. Why? Because they don't know any better. This is one thing that you need to understand. And I don't mean to tell you that if you forgive someone who's abusive or who has hurt you, who's been narcissistic, who plays games with you, who manipulates you, who talks badly about you behind your back, who poisons other people's mind, and their constant thing in life is to do domestic politics. There are some politicians who do politics outside in the world, and they get some designations. So there are some people who do domestic in-house politics, so that within their own house or within their own clan or within their own bunch of people, they are the most respected and most believed and most amazing and most godly and most religious and blah blah blah. And in the pursuit of doing that, they actually turn out to be the most toxic person, because they are doing so much politics, their own image, their public image or their social image, or wherever the group is, whatever group they want to be liked in, they're trying so hard to be the one who's in control, basically, who decides how people's lives turn out to be. And yes, a lot of elderly people in the family, a lot of adults, they enjoy this type of stupid time wasting politics in which neither they are happy, neither the other people are happy. You want to forgive them, and you must forgive them. Why? Because you don't want that negative energy to influence you. This type of toxicity should not bother you, should not even reach you, and it normally doesn't reach the star seeds, but they are programmed, heavily programmed, so they go through a lot of suffering. So when you're doing inner work, all these layers, they fall off, they come out. You can reveal what's within, who loves you for real, who's unconditional towards you, or overall who is a good person, who's not a good person. I'm sorry to use this word. Good or bad, they are the same, they are the two sides of the same coin. Who is genuine and who is fake? Okay, that is what you need to know. And those who run away from you for whatever XYZ reasons, you should say good riddance. I can focus on my life now. At least they ran away from me, or they left me alone to do whatever I love to do. So when you forgive people, you mentally forgive them. You don't have to go up to them and say, hey, listen, I forgive you for the way you treated me. They'll be like, oh, whatever, and they might treat you even worse after that. You don't need to face them. If you feel that they're biologically connected to you, or if you feel that they're close enough in your family circle, or some kind of work circle you have, or some kind of group you're a part of, you feel that they somehow do get access to you, then you must live in such a way that you're completely detached from them. You don't get affected by the drama. And when you do this work a lot more deeply, you'll actually start feeling bad for these people. You'll feel how insecure they are, how weak they are within themselves, that they cannot even handle, or they cannot even manage a certain position they hold. They are insecure about their own basics like food, shelter, and clothing. And for these simple things, or maybe the public image, the society image, to maintain that image, they can lie so much. They are pathological liars. They can lie about every goddamn thing. And I always say this to people, I never trust people who lie a lot, and neither should you. You know why? Because lying for, in order to help someone, lying, they say that if you're lying because you don't want to hurt someone or you want to help someone, that's not really seen as a lie. Okay, we'll have a detailed discussion on this some other time. So these pathological liars are very dangerous because you can't trust them with anything they say. They can lie just to keep up their position, and they can lie to as many people. A lot of celebrities do that. They live these fake lives because most celebrities, most such people who want other people to follow them, who want other people to, pray to them like gods, like literally pray them, worship them. These people also lie a lot to maintain their position in the media, in this business, in the eyes of the people. They just want that crown to stay on their heads for as long as it can. And that's why they fake their lives to others. They try to tell people how amazing they are, how beautiful they are, how you should check out some of these videos and pages on Instagram where they expose all the people who have a completely different image on Instagram, and in real life they have a completely different body type, completely different skin, completely different looks, but they do so much of photoshopping, or they use so much of makeup, or they nothing wrong in doing makeup, but heavy makeup to fool people. What I'm trying to say here is, why do you need to fool people? Why can't you present yourself as who you really are? But they can't do that because they themselves don't love themselves as who they are. This is the reason why they try to create a fake image about themselves. So from that perspective, I really pity them. I really feel bad for them, and we all should. If they knew, they won't have done it. So forgive them because they don't know. They are ignorant, and we have also made many mistakes in our lives. We have not always been so clean either. We have always not been so pure. Whether we were in the state of limbo or we were programmed or whatever our insecurities were, we have also hurt many people. So from that perspective, You need to understand that if you could do this, today we live in the ascension lifestyle. Today we want to be in the 5D reality. Today we want to just be connected with the truth and be the real selves. Today we are all in that zone. Today we are doing inner work and we are trying to be godly people. We are trying to be integrated with source only. But there was a time when we were not like this. We were eating unhealthy food, we were drinking, smoking, partying, having relationships for no reason or rhyme, or having relationships that only satisfy our public image or our social image. So we have also done many such wrong things where we could have hurt other people. So we did those things because we did not know. Like, I still feel that I used to eat a lot of meat at one point in time. That's because I did not know. And being an animal lover, imagine being an animal lover, I would eat chicken or mutton or whatever eggs items are there in the market. But I started realizing that if I love all these animals so much, how can I eat them? How is it possible? Because they are almost the same. So the first thing I quit eating was mutton after I saw a goat sacrifice ceremony. It was really shocking, and at that time I was really young. So that was the first food item that I quit, checked out from my list. Also, goats they are very cute. If you ever get to play with the goat children, oh my god, they're just like puppies, even more cute and even more active. Then the same way, I remember once eating meat of lamb, and they were telling me it is very delicious because it's so young. And today I think about it and I go, oh my god, what the hell was I doing at that time? Why the hell was I doing all this? Because we did not know. We were trained to eat meat in our families. That was the system. We were coached. We were told that this chicken or this mutton gives you a lot of protein. This is what we were seeing in television. We were seeing so many advertisements like these, or it was very normal. Similarly, so many mistakes we have made in our lives, so many people we have hurt. They must have hurt us and we must have hurt them. But now is the time to let it all go. Now is the time to forgive people. So union, you are trying to manifest the union, but you need to do inner work. You need to do work. You need to take responsibility to do inner work, and you need to sometimes let people go because you know that they don't know what you know now. And maybe when their time will come, they will do it. Or maybe, who knows, you are the one who inspires them to become a more genuine and honest person. Because you, as an empath, a healed empath, knows where to draw the boundary lines. So you are, as much as you're going to forgive all these people, but at the same time, you're also going to create a boundary so that they do not cross the threshold or the parameter of being toxic with you. Or you don't have to entertain everyone. You don't have to please everyone. They could be related to you. They could be very close to you. They could be your bestest friends or whatever. But if they are toxic, they are getting attracted to some part of you which is also toxic. So when you clear, sometimes it happens, a lot of people tell me that I was practicing mental separation. It's a part of our therapy also. We try to teach people how to separate from people mentally and just focus on your inner work. And they told me, and it happened with me also, by the way, so that's the reason why I started including it in therapy, that this mental separation is magical. Because when you're trying to mentally separate yourself from all the drama, chaos, toxicity, lies, and blind faith, fake world, fake reality, showing off, all these things, when you cut yourself out from these type of behavior patterns, the people who are causing all this ruckus in your life, they walk out on their own sometimes. You don't have to lift even a needle or a pin to make them go away. They'll walk out on their own. And at the same time, they would be cordial with you. At the same time, the relationship, the ball is in your court. This is how they say it. Those who love you, those who respect you, those who understand you, they have to make effort. They have to prove their worth to you. And this, we don't do it in a narcissistic way. We do it in a very spiritualistic way, because we also have worked a lot to become worthy of the ascension work or the inner work or the upliftment, the love of God, we are also purifying ourselves, and we are letting God, okay, please purify me. I'm open to it. It might get painful on certain days. It might become, you might feel sad. But I tell people, if you're going to continue feeling scared of pain, of being sad, you either are divine masculine then, because divine masculines or DMs or men, masculines, typical masculines, they are very scared of fear. Because they are taught to be like that, they are taught since childhood that men don't cry, you got to be strong, you can't be emotional, otherwise you will be a pansy, otherwise you will be gay, otherwise you will be that, otherwise you will be this. So be strong, be manly. And sometimes a lot of boys who are young, when they're very young, they're really gentle and they're very kind hearted, they love nature, they're running after the butterflies. But since they are told, and again they get programmed via games, via movie content, via this, via that, via family programming, that they literally become very, violent or volatile or angry. They are being told to hide their emotions. In case of feminine, sometimes they get over dramatic. So don't get over dramatic about your pain. Like, oh God, why are you putting me through this? I can't take it anymore. Why this pain has been given to me? For personal readings, private sessions, guidance on dream interpretation, counseling and therapies, please go through the description box first, and once you're sure, then write to me at thesunamoon@gmail.com. When it comes to twin flame intuitive readings, I prefer not knowing anything from you about your journey before the reading. Otherwise, I can't do a genuine and honest reading. A lot of readers ask for information beforehand. I'm not pointing any finger towards them, but we discuss and we get the accurate results only if we are totally fresh. So during the reading, we will discuss your journey for sure, but not before it. In case of therapies, you have to share with me different facets of your life so that we can heal the wounded inner child, which then leads to a 5D union. Without the 5D union, 3D union is impossible. You can also get my book In the Name of Love, which has 5 channel twin flame stories based on the journey of finding your ultimate soulmate. The link is in the description box. You can connect with me on Instagram at the Sunamoon Goddess for various types of updates, ascension related updates, or just generally, just chilling out. Or I tell people to chill out. I don't know why some people find it so hard to chill out. Also, we don't want to create an image or follow an image pattern of spiritual people, because I have noticed that spirituality, because it's becoming a trend on this planet, a lot of people are just practicing spirituality only because it's a trend, not because it's like a urge from within. And real spiritual people, they are neither good, they are neither bad. You can't really decide what their nature is like, because they will act differently with different people and different in different situations. So in order to live a true and authentic life, we need to take responsibility for our own actions, and we need to also become somebody who is not the doer and gives the doership to only source, not to other people. Okay, you give the doership to the source and you let your life flow like a flowing river. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.